Okay, I need to move on. All right, so for you two, you guys, and we got into this a little bit earlier. We were talking about Twitter posts, and we saw some of the Twitter posts, and I just wanted to pull them up. This is from you and from you, and just wanted to react to them, get your thoughts. Nick, make it bigger, please. So this is from Bunny here. You said, I actually think men should be oppressed. Does
that sound like a like that?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want me to guess if that was a joke or not?
I mean, I wouldn't read it as a joke.
Where's the punchline?
Was it a joke?
Clearly you weren't around for the punchline in August 19th, 2020. That was 3 years ago, right?
Go ahead, next. Nick, you said, God, I hate men.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I love that.
Wait, what?
I'm sure
I feel like
do.
You're like trying to show me like expose tweets, but like
so
I've seen ones that are like actually like very hateful, and mine is just like, I hate men.
You guys say that
you have the word hate in that tweet.
Yeah, so imagine if that said, God, I hate black people. The distinction there. Like what, how would that read, do you think?
You think?
It's just fashionable to kind of take a dump on men, right?
You said you love it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think...
Please scoot in. Scoot into the table, please.
Maybe it's because she gets the joke and you guys don't.
What's the joke? Explain the joke to me.
What is the
I'm
joke?
sorry you don't get the joke.
No, but I'm ignorant. Explain the joke to me.
Don't you think if I was trying to make a complex point about like my dislike of men, then I would have...
So you admit that you dislike men?
Into the mic, please. Into the mic, please.
Straight into the mic, please. Go ahead.
So, I dislike the things that men have been taught. And I have met so many men that have not fit that I do not like. I will not say I dislike men. I don't like men. So you pulling up something that I said 2 years ago.
Do you disagree?
And also, I wasn't dating men during that time either.
How's that how's whether you were dating men or not at all relevant to what you said?
Bro, I'm not making a political statement. I'm tweeting some bullshit on my
Modest
brain.
Hikima donated $200. I'm sorry, but heroin
I don't think
addict,
that's an incriminating...
Hold on,
with
stop.
obvious brain damage, argues that if other men are paying for my nudes, NBD, only BD if free? Also, imagine piercing both cheeks and thinking it would bring HVM.
What's HVM?
High value mail.
Jacama, thank you. We have more tweets. Let's just get through all the tweets. Let's just get through all the tweets.
High value mails.
Where are the sexy men at? Y'all are kind of mid, not gonna lie. Okay.
Oh yeah, that one's fun. Do you know that one's funny?
No, but earlier I think you were talking about something about...
She's probably talking about someone specific. Like, it's just a specific hate tweet. I know you all have those moments where you want to... I've seen guys joke about, like, I'm so sick of bitches. Like, I've seen that. It's just like...
I don't think that's...
I've seen that. I've laughed at guys being like, I'm sick of bitches.
There was a whole Twitter thread. There was a whole Twitter thread called How We Act When We Start to Hate Our Girlfriends but Don't Want to
One at a time. Let me just read all the tweets. You said, just opened up my hoe roster to men. Don't make me regret this. Okay. I hate to tell y'all, but I tell my therapist details about the men I date and fuck. I even send her pics of them, and she tells me if they're cute or not.
Yeah, I need some honest opinions.
Sure, and you mentioned some. I'll get to the therapy part. Men used to go to war. Now they sell their bin finds on Melrose Weekly. Okay, next one.
Yeah, that's when you go and you buy a bunch of clothes for cheap and then you resell them because you know their value.
I don't care about that. Okay, people think a man who has to shave his head so no one sees that hairline is one of the smartest men ever. Wow, don't you think this is a bit of an ad hom attack? Like, what does his hair have to do with his...
What does his hairline have to do with his intelligence?
I mean, you can be critical of Andrew Tate.
Are you saying men with bad hairlines
Nick, put it on the other side, please. Nick, put this on the other side. Put us on the other side. It doesn't matter when you tweeted it.
Yeah, it does, honestly.
It really doesn't.
It's the one thing you can make fun of because he's kind of attractive.
25,000 tweets.
No, it's the content of the tweet. You're saying that a man with you're saying that a man with a bad hairline can't be smart.
No, but these are words that you used. I'm just curious about them.
Yeah, a man that has to shave his head to prove that he isn't balding, and then he's giving everyone advice on what they should be doing to be real men.
So, okay,
wait,
it seems like an ad hom attack. Okay, next. The thought of sex with straight men archetype makes me want to vomit for the first time in my life. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that?
about vomiting, not particularly.
Okay, yeah.
but-
So why you?
Well, it's just, I mean, that's a bit misandrous, but okay, men. Men make me want to vomit. Why can't they just be quiet?
Do we make you want to vomit?
Probably.
Occasionally.
Okay.
You say men
good
make me want to
keeping it in.
vomit.
I'm being
Why
honest.
can't they just be quiet? Okay.
Yeah, probably has to do with something.
This was definitely towards one man. Like I know it was definitely aimed
Okay,
for one man.
These are all over a year ago that I don't even.
So your thoughts have changed. Okay. Never working while a man pays for all your stuff is kind of queen shit. Feminist, by the way. That's not a real feminist position, is it?
Why do you think that like being a feminist means that I can choose whatever path I want. I can choose whatever path I want to take.
Okay.
That should be my right. And that should be every woman's right.
It's just
like she's so valid for having 5 kids. That's amazing.
Sure. Okay. Keep going, Nick.
Like I'm not talking. There's nothing wrong. Oh, you whooped her after your back.
Oh, this is you.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see.
I'll read it. Okay. In a place in my life where I cannot hang out with men who make less money than me, please don't waste my time.
Yeah, because there'll be like drug addicts who post Crown Royal on their Snapchat that'll be like, do you want to kick it for the night? And I'm just like,
okay, sure. Next.
I just don't.
Me just over-sexualizing men in my music because it's a free country, and when was the last time you were harassed on a city street about your outfit, sir? Okay.
That's bad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's funny. I live for that.
Do you guys get harassed when you walk down the street? Do they like whistle?
I make
or, like, slow
I make
down
music
for
about
the
like boys. I make music about boys. I love
wear,
abs. I love skinny boys. I love fat boys.
Do you often dress like this?
No.
No.
I'll be walking in the middle of the night in sweats, a big t-shirt, walking just to 7-Eleven across the street, and then I get slowed down and ask if I need a ride
Pull it back
somewhere.
up, Nick. Pull it back up. Next. Men be like, I love strong, independent women. Women being strong, independent, and reliant on themselves. Men, there's something off here. Most men, this is a trope. This is a trope from women saying, I'm a strong, independent woman. Most men are not out here saying, I want a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, I don't know any dudes.
That's not a thing.
Well,
like maybe you're making that up in your feminist
I've known
brain.
a lot of guys like always. The men that I've been around leech off of me. So if I
sounds like you're hanging out with losers.
You allow that.
That's why I distance myself from people like that.
Go ahead, next, Nick. Men broke my soul, then I learned how to get into their heads to use them and feel special. What's
pretty
going
toxic.
on there?
This was very much in a toxic. I'm not even gonna lie. This was
3 years ago.
These were personal. So these were personal attacks towards like subtweeting me, like me subtweeting someone. So it's not.
These are not just general statements about your views and
I was just
opinions on
mad
men.
at a man. Like sometimes Twitter.
Let me ask: if a black person made you mad, would it be equally justifiable to say this about black men?
No, I just don't think it's that serious when I make fun of men. Like I just don't.
Do you think it's that serious when men make fun of women?
It depends on the context. Like I wasn't does it sound like violent to you what I said? Anything that I said?
Yeah, but I mean,
it's rather
if a dude
like
is
if a guy jokes about the art.
Yeah, but if a dude is making fun of women in the same exact context that you are, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's funny.
You wouldn't be a hypocrite and say they shouldn't do that.
No,
right?
if it's violent jokes towards women, which is I see more often, it's like.
Sure. Well,
I don't.
She said, what did you say, that you hate men? I don't want to misquote you. I forgot the exact. What did you say?
I don't know. My tweet from also like 3 years ago. I can't tell you because I just read it and I forgot that ever exists.
Most of mine were subtweets. If men were to say, a lot of them.
Because I can sit here and say I object to men saying that they hate women. Mm-hmm. Do you object to women saying that they hate men?
I have no business on objecting of another woman's opinion.
Starting to change my opinion about like saying that, but I just think it's punching up still, because.
So you're saying it's okay to say that you hate men?
Yes, but there's no violence that is going to come from me saying that.
Of course there is.
I don't believe that. I just don't agree.
Does that mean it's okay then to say it as long as we can't measure in any way that a violent occurrence happens from it?
There's no way to know, but I told you I'm changing my viewpoints.
So since there's no way to know, and we can't empirically demonstrate it, then how can you even say you're punching up?
Because there's just generations of men being the same way towards women. So when I joke about, I hate men,
how would you demonstrate it when you say to me that there's no possible way that we could empirically measure whether or not me making a comment? I agree with you. So how is it even punching up, really?
Because I just don't feel like me saying I hate, like, it's such a literal joke.
What's the joke?
It's just unserious. Like, you're not going to be like, I hate women unless you're just an incel. Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
Have you considered the possibility?
Have you
considered the possibility that you're a very toxic female?
Yes, I do. I consider myself toxic.
Okay.
I have a lot of toxic traits.
Do you take pride in that?
I don't take pride in toxicity. Absolutely not. But
is it worth fixing?
Yes, like I go to therapy, I work on my mental health, and I try to better myself. I have personal things that make me like toxic towards men. That's why I've been celibate. I don't hate men. Like the general statement of it is just silly because it's like.
Is it?
Yes, because it's not
silly
serious.
if I were to say I hate
Everyone
women?
knows if I post that I'm being like goofy. And it's not fun.
If a man were to say
a violent statement for me.
If a man were to say that he hates women, would you object to that statement?
Yeah.
Would it be a sexist statement?
Yeah, but
is it a sexist statement for you to say that you hate men?
Yeah, it was sexist, but it's such a different, like, it's different context. If a man says that, it's like, to me, I immediately think it's violence. Like, it's violent.
How would that be violence?
It's a violent statement to say.
How could that be violence? How could you empirically demonstrate?
I can't empirically demonstrate
so
the
then you're just
empirical
making
evidence.
it up. So you're just making it up.
In my opinion.
Okay.
That's in my opinion.
Do you hate men? Because it was your tweet. Do you hate men?
No.
Okay. Do you hate men?
I hate patriarchal structures.
It's crazy to me because I don't hate women. If you ask me if I hate women, I can very quickly answer that question, but you had to pause. I think it sounds like I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you kind of do. It's not clear to me exactly what your answer is.
Being around men. I don't hate men. I agree with her.
But it's shocking to me. This seems like in the same way with the discussion about physical strength. I'm literally giving you such a layup here I'm asking you if you hate little
men watching the little
answer
boys
to me
watching
would
to think that they're hated. I don't want the teenage boys watching this to think that they're hated.
Yeah, why not?
I really like.
You're just punching up.
But
you just punch it up.
I say men, and like personal. It's just jokes from my personal experience.
So the problem though with expressing that stuff online is those teenage boys, if they're watching this show or if they're listening to you guys right now, they're going to think to themselves, man, there's a lot of women in this world that just straight up hate the kind of man that I want to become.
But you guys you guys know how to frame it more towards that way because like
you're literally just expressing that
majority of women.
You guys are expressing that you hate men online.
I said I did.
I express that as jokes. Like it is jokes.
You can't just throw out a statement and then backtrack.
I'll understand
and claim
that it's toxic. It's a toxic thing to say. Yes.
So I feel like I could even grant it, and I could even say it's okay, fine, sure.
But I hate having it shown
you're just kidding,
on this platform where there's a bunch of teenage boys that are really going to think
when you say
very seriously about that statement.
When you say it's toxic that men do the exact same thing, that's where I'm like, wait a second. So, okay, this is all funny, haha, I'm just kidding, I'm joking.
I admitted that it was toxic on my side, too.
Yeah.
But...
Hey guys, I have an idea. Let's shift this conversation in a more positive note. Would it be possible to express 3 things that you guys love about men?
Yes, of course.
What 3 things do you love about men?
I like men. I like that they can be really soft, vulnerable, and they are really generous people.
In my opinion, very feminine traits, but I
Nashunabo donated $200. Azir, I gave you a W and you threw it in the trash. Can a black man say he hates white women? Is that punching up or down?
Just watch
Who's more oppressed? Careful. Hassan might see this.
You want to answer that?
Wait, I don't.
He said, can
all right.
You want to move on from it?
Well, it's just you didn't hear it or whatever.
Just, Hassan, if you watch,
he's saying, he's asking,
Yo,
can a black man say he hates white women? Is that punching up?
Nick.
Wait,
bring it back.
They said that Hassan said he hates white women.
No, he's asking
are you punching up if a black man were to say that? Is that punching up?
I mean, I've heard them say that.
Yeah, but
I think so. Yeah, I do think that.
Here, I'm gonna just get through the tweets. Go ahead. I'm in the mood to be mean to men again. Nice as your won't be back. Huh? No, we didn't do that one, Nick. Won't be back for another 6 months. You're in a mood to be mean to men again. Okay.
It's just the position.
All right, next. Me before lining up a group of men who have harmed a woman in any way, and mercilessly shooting them execution style. You're talking about violence, right?
Yeah.
That's rather violent, don't you think?
It doesn't matter because she doesn't have the institutional power.
No, I'm admitting that I was going through a toxic time period.
It's not just toxic; it's misandrist and sexist.
It was misandrist. I was a misandrist for a long time.
You still are though?
I'm not. No, I'm trying to work through like any of that.
Okay.
Because I'm still learning. I'm 23. Like,
sure.
There's a lot to learn in this life. And to change.
I'm really tired of liking the same muscular blonde e-boys. Where's the flavor of my dad taught me better than this? He said to stay away from white men.
I grew up in a Hispanic family, so yes.
Why did he tell you that?
Because traditionally in like Hispanic households, it's like that.
Modest Heat
I don't want to go into
$200. Brixon, Ty for answering my question of TTS upping good or bad for business. Why invite 7 girls and question 3? Why invite Andrew and let him have 10 sentences? Plaza, stop torturing the other 4 girls.
Well, it's I don't know. I'm tired.
Do you guys stop asking us questions?
Hold on. I do think it would make great content to focus more energy on this side of the table.
I want to just at least get through the tweets and then we'll move on. Go ahead.
How many tweets are there?
Guys are so lucky you have so many options for girls. Meanwhile, they're like 2 attractive men where I live. Bye. Okay, that's not that bad.
I live in a small town.
Next. Is there next? The only thing broke men have to offer is dick. Please leave me the F alone.
See, he thinks that one's funny.
That's pretty funny.
But it is true. Like, that was a true statement. I'm not going to lie. The last 2 were... I'm not gonna.
If it's too broke to buy a condom,
piggyback off
next
or back from.
Why do men not think they can't be used for sex too? Any men I spoke to this year, I cared just as much about you as you did me or less. You good? ? Okay.
This is definitely so towards somebody like specific.
Look, the only thing broke men have to offer is dick. A mid-ass Spotify playlist on the audacity. Please collapse under full moon and stay the hell away from me. I'd rather fuck Scarecrow. Okay. Next. Hashtag I'm Richard. No straight men are allowed consumption of my music by any means. If a straight man is caught listening, dancing, or vibing to music made by me, consequences will be extreme but vary. Maybe fine $300 to my Cash App. Okay, next.
Because my music is for the gays, girls, LGBTQ plus.
Okay. I hope my
they understand it.
I hope my music makes men uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because it's so girly, it's so hyper feminine.
I hope my music. Do you think? What about if we were to replace men with? I hope my music makes. Just input any other group of individuals in place of men.
Listen to any rap song, actually ever, or any rock song ever.
Any rock song ever, like
any
Pearl Jam, Ledbetter. That's super
just
example of misogyny.
Yes, it's all misogynistic. So I'm
Pearl Jam songs, okay. You said any rock songs.
I mean, just like rocks, just male. A lot
70s, 80s rock.
I would argue most like rock songs, if you listen to them, especially like they're typically like guys almost
Okay, well,
pedestalizing women.
I believe in God
listen to like
Almighty.
Blink 182 songs. They're like basically simping. They're talking about love and all this shit.
Well, I know, yeah. Like there's love songs, but I'm saying that there's a lot of misogyny in male music, so I was just making a joke.
Okay, fine. Next one. I stopped talking to men and hooking up with randos, and I feel innocent again, childlike. Okay.
Why?
I can
my
enjoy things
my tweets are not this
without
interesting.
having to think about a man at the end of the day.
This
okay.
is not. I
Next.
feel bad for the other girls in the room.
This is how to properly treat a high-value man, ladies. Take notes. Come home, please. The kids. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. And is this you who sent this? I don't know. Send a video of you sobbing real tears, and I might.
Yes, because I like a man with vulnerability.
You mean?
I can't say that word right now. I'm having a stuck moment.
Next tweet, Nick. Oh, these are the dating apps. Okay, we have hers pulled up.
Oh, me? Okay.
Do you need to use the bathroom, or we can come back to you? Here, let me do.